At the Nordic Game Indie Night, we've seen quite a lot of happy-go-lucky games, like Vikings on Trampoline, which is colorful, happy, kill the other player kind of games. But then we have also 1916, which is a rather dark and scary affair. Tell us a bit about the concept behind 1916.
Well, hopefully you could feel it. Like, there was actually a feeling you could feel. Vikings on Trampolines is fun, but then it stops at some point. Like, there's a fun, and then we wanted to get beyond that. Get to a game where you actually could really feel and take something home with you. That was a feeling and experience. And when you only have that short period of time, dark is pretty good to go with.
So how did you guys come up with the concept? How did you decide to put it in the trenches of 1916?
Well, David came up with the concept, and then everything else was just done from that. We printed out stuff and hung it on the wall, like Find the Ladder, and horror was one of the things we wrote on the wall. So everyone just had that in the back of their heads all the time. So that was kind of the main process.
But how come the trenches in 1916? It's the First World War is still one of the wars that we haven't really seen a lot in games, and of course this is really a traditional game either. But how did you decide to go with that when trying to tell a tale about war?
Well, if it's a war you don't know anything about, it has to be a war you don't know a lot about. It's a lot easier putting dinosaurs into a world that you're not too familiar with. So if you've seen everything from First World War, then it wouldn't have been a good option. You've seen everything from Vietnam, you've seen everything from Second World War, and First World War is just our last kind of option of doing anything.
The fact that it's in the trenches makes it a lot easier to make it a game where you are hunted, because you only have so many options to choose from.
Yeah, let's talk about it, because you mentioned the dinosaurs. How did they end up in the game? What did they bring to the experience of 1916?
Well, we wanted an enemy that was more like the perception of an enemy than actually an enemy. The enemy is undefeatable. You're in the trench. You can't. I mean, it's from another world. As much as the propaganda of the team you're on gives you, they could have just as well been dinosaurs, the way they were portrayed. And that was just one thing led to another. It was fun. It was also it was a driving factor in how to bring out more energy in a team or in a concept. Was also just like, let's just go for it. Let's just take it all the way, and let's say it's dinosaurs and it's black and white and it's raining, and so it's a way of just giving some more momentum to the whole project.
What's been the biggest challenge of bringing everything together and actually creating this feeling?
The biggest challenge was making players understand the game, I think, because we had the limitations on ourselves that we wouldn't write anything on the screen to help the player, because we felt that would break the narrative, and we didn't have enough time to make some cutscenes with animations that would show how to play the game. So we had to cheat a little bit and then make a little notes in the world that show what you're meant to do, and then just write it in the controls, what the controls are. So, and if you don't understand what you need to do, then you will die a lot, and you will probably throw the controller, if there was one, at the screen.
Yeah, let's just finish up with that, because it's a hard game. It's a very hard game.
Punishment was definitely part of the concept. Like, we had a lot of degrees of how hard it should be, or shouldn't be. And at the end, we were just like, let's just take it to the max, because in the end, it's going to be the feeling that you get, and not necessarily the broader world. You're in a trench, you know, get over it.
There's also the fact that when players actually know what to do and they do it and they overcome this great obstacle that they have had so much trouble with, they feel so much more satisfaction. And they really, the testers we had really said that, and they also said that the fact that they had to figure it out by themselves was a great relief, because they are just being fed the information from all the other games so blatantly, obviously. So this is finally a challenge that they can take upon themselves.
All right. Thank you very much for your time, guys.
Welcome.